Someone needs help. A call goes out. It's answered here by a professional dispatcher, beginning a process repeated hundreds of times each day at the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Help is on the way. Serving residents and communities throughout the county has been the mission of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office since it was founded in 1859, at the height of Colorado's Pikes Peak gold rush. Prospectors during that bygone era could never have imagined the changes Jefferson County would see through the years. But through it all, the Sheriff's Office has kept pace. These days, over 500,000 residents live throughout the county's 774 square miles, where the high plains meet the Rocky Mountains. Of course, enforcing the law is the principal duty of any sheriff's office. In Jefferson County, besides responding to calls for help, a force of over 400 sworn deputies and more than 200 civilian employees works within 3 divisions to enforce the law and provide a wide variety of services to the community. As the most visible part of the Sheriff's Office, patrol deputies serve unincorporated areas of the county 24 hours a day. Duties include responding to calls, enforcing traffic laws, making arrests, and conducting preliminary investigations of crimes. But these deputies also make an effort to interact with the public in positive ways and have formed strong bonds of friendship within the community. Each shift in patrol begins with a briefing where deputies are given details about what's happening in the community and any areas of concern. Deputies then load their vehicles and head out on the street. Deputies continually train to enhance their skills so they're ready for anything. Because the county is so geographically diverse, there's no such thing as a typical day on patrol.
Whatever call you're going on, that's the most important thing to that person. So you need to address whatever situation in the most friendly, compassionate, professional manner that you can. And there isn't a normal day.
When a felony is committed in unincorporated areas of Jefferson County, specially trained investigators take over. Using crime analysis and investigative techniques, these deputies examine everything from crimes against persons, crimes against children, and property crimes, to drugs, computer crimes, and fraud. The investigations section then files cases with the district attorney's office.
It is a team effort when we do get a homicide or any kind of person crime or property crime. It's a team effort. It's not just one investigator working a case. A lot of times it's partnerships, it's teamwork. It takes a lot of people along with the district attorney's office to make a good, complete, solid case.
Before charges can be filed, evidence must be collected. This involves the criminalistics unit.
We basically handle the evidence, the investigators handle the people. So we will document the scene with photo and video. We will sketch the scene. We will assist in searching, identifying different items of evidence. Then we will collect the evidence, transport it back to the lab, process it, seal it, send it out to CBI for further analysis, or if it's anything outside of our capabilities.
Every crime leaves a victim to pick up the pieces. In the aftermath, victim services counselors are there to help.
When we first get on scene, we just want to make the victim feel at ease. We of course, are not police officers or social workers. We are an advocate. We are for the victims. And our job is to inform them of their rights and inform them of what's going to be going on with the process.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office has several specialized units that are the quickest to mobilize in response to the most hazardous, high-risk incidents should the need arise. The Bomb Squad trains continually for worst-case scenarios. Bomb Squad members must go through rigorous training and are tasked with investigating and neutralizing explosive devices and hazardous materials.
We have 2 vehicles that we respond with that have all our equipment in it, the robot, the suits. And then we go through the call. We approach each call like we've never been there before with appropriate safety precautions, and that's how we work.
The Jefferson County Regional SWAT Team is made up of deputies and support staff from the Sheriff's Office and Arvada and Golden PD. SWAT is used for incidents involving hostages or high-risk warrants.
SWAT goes to specialized schools. SWAT has special weapons that the normal patrol deputy or officer would not have. on the street with them. We work, SWAT works like a football team would work. You have positions on a SWAT team just as you would on a football team, and everybody has to work together and do their position and their assignment in order for that play or that incident to work that SWAT is involved in.
The Canine Unit is made up of some remarkable officers who train every bit as hard as their human counterparts. Each deputy is teamed with a dog, and these teams may be called upon to track suspects, find lost individuals, search buildings, or sniff out drugs or explosives.
Probably the thing I like best about it is the community relations part. It's a valuable tool that they see that we work with the dogs. We go to schools and other functions like that, so the people can see how the dogs work, and that they're actually a valuable instrument for the community and the county as a whole.
Sometimes laws don't just apply to people. Animal control officers are trained to investigate animal abuse, enforce leash laws, and regulate nuisance or dangerous pets.
I'm fortunate in being able to do a job that I love, and a big part of that is being able to help the animals. There's no better feeling than when you see an animal that's not quite cared properly and he's not thriving, and with a little education or even a little push in the form of a warning notice or summons, that situation is corrected and the animal now thrives.
Good boy!
Sometimes an investigation requires a different view. That's where the aviation unit comes in. From aerial crime scene photography to prisoner extradition, a Cessna 172 and Piper Saratoga log about 150 hours of flying time each year.
It's a force multiplier, so one air unit in combination with a couple ground units can be more effective in law enforcement than it would take 7 ground units to do that job of that one air unit.
In 1995, county officials saw a need for tighter security in area schools. In response, the Sheriff's Office established the Community Resource Officer, or CRO position, putting deputies into unincorporated Jeffco middle schools and high schools. This program allows for positive daily interaction between students and deputies, while providing basic law enforcement services and education to the school communities.
Mainly the same functions as a patrol deputy, just your community or district that you're patrolling is actually the school.
Sheriff's deputies could not do their jobs without input and assistance from the citizens they serve. The Community Relations Unit works to strengthen community partnerships by coordinating public meetings and special events and sharing information with the public about the Sheriff's Office and its activities.
It's very important to reach out to the community, the residents and business community of Jefferson County, to help with problem solving. Crime can be solved in a partnership with the residents and business community as long as they are the eyes and ears for us. We're not everywhere every time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's essential that we have good relationship with residents of the county.
When the community needs to know about a large incident, one that garners media attention, public information officers work with the media to get critical information out to the public. The Sheriff's Office is accountable to the community it serves. The Internal Affairs Unit investigates all citizens' complaints about employees, as well as awarding citizens and employees with commendations for exemplary service.
We hold our employees accountable. If we don't police ourselves, certainly the public is going to police for us. And we don't want that. What we want is to hold our people accountable and be able to respond back to the public in a professional manner.
Not all who work for the Sheriff's Office are employees. A force of more than 200 volunteers dedicates over 23,000 hours each year. Among the volunteers are nearly 50 reserve deputies, certified officers who provide services that would otherwise take patrol deputies from the street. One very visible component of the reserve unit is the mounted patrol. Used for backcountry searches and event security, these deputies and their equestrian partners are all volunteers.
Now also in the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, we have a number of plainclothes volunteers. And we have those working up in detentions, in the chaplaincy area, and in the counseling area.
While many of the reservists are retired officers, some volunteers have yet to begin their careers in law enforcement. The Explorer and Cadet programs allow high school and college students the chance to learn law enforcement skills, assist with special projects, and learn about the Sheriff's Office from the ground up.
Jefferson County Emergency 911.
When you call the Sheriff's Office for help, you'll speak with a dispatcher in the Communications Center. Here, over 26,000 calls for service are answered and dispatched each month.
We receive information, prioritize it. Dispatch equipment is needed, both police and fire. We handle about 5,000 911 calls a month.
When the court needs documents served, they contact the civil unit of the Sheriff's Office.
We're required by state law to do civil process. A Sheriff's Office has to serve civil process, which entails serving everything from lawsuits to divorce papers to restraining orders. We also do evictions, which is a writ of restitution.
When a person is arrested in Jefferson County, they are brought here, the county jail, to be booked, fingerprinted, photographed, and detained until their trial, or to post bond if eligible. The jail also houses convicted inmates and was recently expanded to its current capacity of 1,280. The jail provides recreational and religious programming and a law library for inmates. And because most of the inmates held in Jefferson County's jail will someday return to the community, the jail has several programs aimed at reducing repeat offenses. A force of volunteers helps some inmates work towards achieving their GED, kick substance abuse through counseling, or learn how to avert domestic violence.
One of the reasons for having the programs, which I don't know if everybody realizes it or not, they have too much free time on their hands, and free time creates mischievous deeds, to use a good term. So we try to keep them occupied and doing something. Some of these guys, well, all of them have 24 hours a day to think, to figure out ways to either defeat the system, disrupt the system, or make themselves better. And our intent is we have to cover all of those, but our hope is that we can make them, if you can change one person, you've gained.
Deputies from the Detentions Division provide security at the county courts building, frequently escorting inmates from jail to court. The courts may sentence low-risk inmates to serve their time in the work release program. This allows inmates who meet the program's criteria to serve their sentences while working or attending school in the community. This brief glimpse into the daily responsibilities of Sheriff's Office personnel demonstrates the need for dedicated professional people to fill its wide variety of positions. To train recruits for sworn positions, the Recruiting and Training Unit hosts as many as 4 basic training academies each year.
The Academy is a 17-week law enforcement academy. It's regulated by POST, who sets the standards of the items that we must go over. How will we exceed those standards? Day-to-day operations involve everything from classroom, criminal code, evidence processing, courtroom testimony, then the skills areas of driving, arrest control, and firearms.
Why do these recruits choose the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office? One reason may be that the Sheriff's Office is accredited by CALEA, the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, and ACA, the American Correctional Association. This means that the Sheriff's Office voluntarily meets or exceeds nationally recognized standards of operation. The Sheriff's Office is one of only a few agencies in the United States to be accredited by both CALEA and ACA. Accreditation cannot be achieved without a total commitment from all employees. It is employee dedication, from command staff to those who work behind the scenes, that ultimately makes Jefferson County a safer place to be.
Just being able to be there and supporting the family and letting them know that you care and that the Sheriff Department does care.
Sometimes I'll go into a coffee shop to get a soda and somebody will walk up to me and say thank you. And that makes my job worth it.
We're average people. We're husbands, wives, soccer coaches, and everything else. We come to work, try to do the best job we can.
Service, integrity, innovation, accountability, and a strong partnership with the community. These values define us through the challenges of the past and the uncertainty of the future. The strength of these values forms the foundation on which we stand. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office believes partnership with the community is essential to law enforcement. We encourage citizens to become involved in making Jefferson County an even better place to live. To learn more about getting involved, visit the Sheriff's Office website at www.jeffcosheriff.com.